Hello, welcome. Going to play Classic Concentration on the Commodore 64. This is just the first screen that pops up when loading, but it's still got a ways to go, which I'll edit out the long load time. I don't know why this game is such a lengthy load. There's not a lot to it, but you can see here that it was published and distributed by Sharedata in 1988 and developed by Softie Inc. Alright, so I'm going to hit the key now, and then I'll just briefly show the other load screen and then pop to the starting point. Alright, so it loads straight to the contestant setup screen. This game supports 2-player, and it gives the option to be a returning champion. Now I'm going to just set up a new one so I can show you the avatars, but I will also show you the list. So it saves, I think there's 10 here, but there's room to grow the list. It'll just save the top scoring players. You can choose any one of them, but I can't tell which avatar is which on mine. I created a lot of different contestants under my own name. I think I just kept restarting to try to maximize my winnings per visit. And my mother, sister, and neighbor are also on the list. I can back out of this. Here I can't back out though once I choose my gender. So I can only show you 4 male avatars, I guess. There's only 4 per gender. I'm gonna go with the little wacky looking guy. I would name it after the channel here, but it doesn't let you use numbers in your name. And the computer will set up the other contestant. Well, showed you all 4 of them. Alright, so even though this game took a while to load, it was only loading that. I gotta flip the disc to load the puzzle. And so it's just gonna fade in and out as I edit that part out. Alright, so if you're not familiar with this Classic Concentration, this game is based on a television game show hosted by Alex Trebek in 1987. And it ran for 4 years. And that in turn is based on a show called Concentration that aired first in 1958. So the objective is to match prizes on this board, and once you match, they remove the squares, and then you can see more of the puzzle. So there's prizes and wildcard spots under these numbers. So here under number 1 is a bicycle. So now I need to find the other bicycle or a wildcard, but of course I haven't seen anything yet, so it's just completely random. And there's a desk. Now, of course, when I'm talking, I'm going to have a hard time, but the key is to memorize where everything is. So they just called that. It's this one, right? Alright. So then you get the prize on your board, but you don't actually win it until you solve the puzzle. Now, there's no time limit in this game, so I can't see much now, but against the computer I could just sit here a while trying to figure out the puzzle. Of course, you could easily cheat as well if you wanted to, and just write down, you know, what's under each number as you go. Couldn't do that against the second player, but there's the bicycle. That was number 1. And they remembered. Of course, the computer can remember everything, but it's just a matter of it giving you a fair shot. I did watch the show when I was younger, and I watched a lot of game shows. I have a lot of actually Commodore game shows. They have game shows on some of the consoles too. But I played a lot of them on Commodore. Did we just Oh man, now I'm already forgetting. Oh well. Vacuum and telescope. And part of the reason I watch a lot of game shows is 'cause my family did. Oh, got a wild card. And when you play video games, I mean, back then, less people I think were into video games, especially parents and siblings like my sister. But you know, if they don't want to play action games, they will play game shows usually, which is probably why I played a lot of them. All right, we saw the recliner down here, I think. I'm sure you noticed there's no host in this version. Like I said, Alex Trebek hosted the TV show, but yeah, they didn't put anyone in here. The game box says there's over 100 puzzles. It might be possible to solve it. I'll keep going for a little bit. I can't quite see what's under here. Oh, another wild card. Lucky. It looks like a bee, and then a needle and thread, but there's usually arrows like you can see on that person's hair. And it's possible it's pointing to the eye of the needle underneath the number 4 there. So it could be by. It looks like an M, hair, and a can. Buy American. I'm going to try to solve it. Alright, I gotta type this. The keyboard might be a little noisy just because the Commodore keyboard, you gotta press a little harder than a normal keyboard. Well, keyboard today. Alright, solved it. That means I go to the bonus round. And the bonus round is matching cars. And if you manage to match them all, the last match you make is the car you win. And it's going to give me 35 seconds. That's the base time. Now, if you keep playing over and over with the same contestants, and you lose the car, it'll add 5 seconds to the clock, so that time will grow. It's a little tough to get in 35. Now, as you can see, there's an odd number of spaces because there's one on there that does not match anything. It's just there to throw you off. Alright, so hopefully I can win this. Not that it does a celebration or anything, regardless if you win or not, it just goes to the score list. It breaks down the total money you won. It'll show the value of each prize you won. Alright, so I probably won't talk much while I do this, which is fine. I may just speak the car names out loud because it's a little easier to remember them that way. Corolla, Seville, Mustang, Tempo. Oh man. I haven't seen too many Dukes. Yeah, it's close. Oh, I got it, I think. Oh, that was close. One is Seville. Oh, that's an expensive car. I've been playing a little bit just to try to get, you know, a good puzzle and a win on the puzzle and bonus round. And the other cars I won were 11,000 and 9,200. So 24,000 is quite big. I also won a mink coat once. It was 7,000. Quite a bit. Of course, these values are, you know, late 1980s. That's why some of the prizes, like these, are basically, fairly regular prizes you'd have today. But there's also like a VCR on there, a Walkman. So there are more 80s-esque prizes. Alright, so that's it. Thanks for watching.